All right, we're hanging out here with Cody Barton. We just wrapped up, what is it, day 4 of OTAs for you guys?
Day 4, yep.
Day 4. All right, you got a lot of third down work in particular. How'd you feel like it went for the defense?
Felt good. There's always some things to clean up. Little mistakes here and there. I had a mistake towards the end. Just in third down with different pressures, different front looks and stuff like that. There's a lot to it, but today overall went great. Guys are flying around competing. The first 4 days have been great. Guys are really competitive, high energy, and just it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. How'd the quarterbacks handle all the different looks you guys were throwing at them?
They did good.
Denard put some guys in a blender every once in a while now.
I mean, for how much stuff we had in today, there was a few times where it got them. Yeah. Which first day it's going to happen, but overall, it's been a battle back and forth. We've been coming up with blitzes. They've been shutting it down. We're trying different stuff. We'll get them on one thing. You know what I mean? It's just the back and forth. It's been fun.
Yeah, no, it's been fun for us to, we've only been able to see you guys for a couple of days out here when it's open, but it's been enjoyable to watch the back and forth. And it doesn't, you try not to assign too much to one practice or any one thing, but I know it's about, just watching what you can after a day of work and going back there and correcting the mistakes. And you're old hat at this point, but you got a lot of new dudes running around out here on defense. How's the dynamic with you as somebody who's new to the building, but also understanding there's a ton of new dudes to this building as well?
Yeah, I mean, the dynamic's been good overall. The guys who are already here, very accepting of the new guys. They got a good locker room here, good culture, good camaraderie amongst the guys. And then for us new guys, we've just fallen right in and just, it's been clicking pretty quick with the guys. At this point, it's only been 4 practices, but it feels like we've been here a lot longer than that. You know what I mean? Like the way we're all communicating, playing together, and we got a long way to go, just like everyone else. But the way things have gone so far has been it's been great.
Yeah, you talked about this at your podium session. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. And just for the audience that may not have caught that, why here? There's always opportunities, and money is a factor in anything, but you try not to assign too much to anything like that. Why the Titans for you?
They kept me strong and heavy on the first day of free agency, which to me was a good sign of them, wanting me as their guy, their belief in me. But yeah, they came strongly after me, and I'm a big person on loyalty, and I feel like them coming at me was a sign of them wanting me, and I tied that to them wanting to be loyal to me, and so that first was the biggest thing for me. Obviously, the money was good, but also looked at the scheme a little bit, and similar to what I was in last year. And that aggressive style just fits me in the way I play, and all of it kind of came together, and it's kind of it's been great.
What was it like playing for Vance Joseph? Because he's somebody who's been around the league for a long time, very, very well respected. I'm honestly shocked he hadn't got another crack at a head coaching gig just yet. But just the dynamic there, and seeing what you guys were able to build in Denver, and now obviously you're starting a new venture here.
Yeah, playing for him was awesome. Love Vance. Very similar styles from Denver to here. Both aggressive, both matchy, and just, that was also, like I said, a reason I wanted to come here. Similar styles. Last year was the best year of my career up to date, and I wanted to keep the thing rolling.
Sure.
And like I said, I'm just very blessed to be here and excited, and that they came after me strong, and I'm tight.
Absolutely. Hanging out with Cody Barton here after day 4 of OTAs at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park with the off-ball linebacker competition around you, right? Obviously, they brought you in here for a reason, but there's a lot of different moving pieces and parts, and you guys aren't in pads yet, so you try not to get too ahead of yourself. But with the young guys that you're working alongside, and dudes who have maybe a year or 2 of experience and stuff like that, what can you tell the audience about the different kinds of dudes who you're working with right now in the room?
Yeah, right now going out has been me and James Williams.
Yeah.
Tall, big athlete, converted safety.
Looks like a predator out there, man.
Yeah, dude's big. Big, smooth athlete, is rangy, but plays in the box very well. Another Mike playing with me is Cedric Gray, very tough, physical guy. He's gonna hit somebody. You know what I mean? Very aggressive guy. Other guys, we just got a guy from the Saints, Anthony Anfroni, I think is how you say it, Orgy.
Anfroni, yep.
Yeah, no disrespect, bro. I just call him Orgy. But another Mike, actually kind of can play both. I know they got him at Mike a little bit, but just a big, strong athlete. Explosive guy. Amari on the other side, coming from the Raiders, good athlete, smooth guy, ex-safety as well, and former ex-safety in my young college days.
Yeah, at Utah.
Yeah, Utah.
You did that much homework.
Yeah, there you go. That's not a hard one. Who else am I thinking? I'm missing Curtis James, coming from the Patriots, good big athlete, strong dude. David Benda, the rookie, good player. And then Otis, huh?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, and then Otis.
Sweat he's just got to get some love where he
Come on,
can.
man.
He's not getting enough attention over there.
But the room's full of good young athletes. They're young guys. They're still learning. And, it's actually helped my game, too, because while I'm learning the defense, they're helping me learn the defense, and I'm also helping them learn the defense from my perspective, because I've been in some different schemes. And so, it's just a lot of back and forth in the room, helping each other. And, as young as they are, they're picking up things quick, and they're, as a whole group, we're all moving the right way.
For you coming out as a safety and then converting to linebacker and seeing so many different dudes, especially with the way that the game is spaced out now, and they always football always goes through ebbs and flows as far as, all right, are you going to get heavy and start running the football against lighter defenses, or are you going to start playing in wide open spaces and stuff like that? What was the biggest learning curve for you, understanding that you're still playing defense, but you're looking at things from a different perspective?
You're saying when I converted to linebacker?
Yeah.
Just the biggest thing,
because you got a couple of guys between Otis Reese and James Williams, and there's a handful of them, like you mentioned.
Amari was too.
Yeah.
But anyway, the biggest thing, because I got converted when I was in college, you're closer to the box or right at the line of scrimmage, and so everything just happens a lot faster. So your read's a little different. You know what I mean? From safety, you're back there, and it can happen, and then you just pull your trigger. Versus at linebacker, your reaction time's got to be faster. You see it, you got to go. You know what I mean? But in a way, being a converted safety, it helps with the passing game. Because the way the league's going right now, too, all the passing stuff, all these explosive athletes at receiver, being able to play in space, that's probably the biggest thing that helps a linebacker, being able to play in space. And, these dudes are quick now,
Yeah.
They get quicker and faster every year.
Y'all are quick. I can't imagine what it's like to cover these dudes. You got some pterodactyls out there playing tight end.
Definitely, having the safety background helps with, playing in space, playing, pass concepts, stuff like that.
Long way away from week one, but the opportunity to go back to Denver on your new squad with a lot of new different pieces and parts, I'm sure you haven't given much thought to that at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not one
Not
bit.
at all.
But I wonder from your perspective, just understanding that this is a rookie quarterback coming in here trying to help turn a franchise around. And Bo Nix, who, whatever draft pundits and things like that in the pre-draft process says, it was a bit of a surprise for a lot of people to see him go in the first round. And then he, if not for the existence of Jaden Daniels, he might have been an offensive rookie of the year. And I wonder what you saw from Bo at the time when you're repping things out in practice and seeing him every day and seeing the way that they worked him through that.
Yeah, just the biggest thing I'd say is how they operate. Even though they're rookies, I remember last year Bo operated like he was a pro. Right, he came to the building, very mature, took control of things. And reminds you of Cam, very mature, doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, just pretty mellow. And, you can tell he's making checks out there, checking protections. He's on top of his stuff and taking control. And, that's what you want to see in a quarterback. And, he's a rookie, already doing that kind of stuff. It's been impressive.
Well, Cody, I really appreciate you sitting down with me. Next time I'll have better research.
No, you're good.
That's Cody Barton hanging out here with us at the Titans practice field.